Hi team. Going to just do a quick walkthrough of Photoshop and how to kind of start your ads. So to begin, when we start a new file in Photoshop, file new or Command N, we want to make sure it's 300 pixels. Make sure that says pixels, and your height is 250. So again, just want to highlight for sure that I want to make sure that it says pixels versus inches. We can set it at 300. Granted, that is somewhat irrelevant right now, but we'll set that at 300. And we press OK. So one of the comments I have been hearing is your files are looking blurry. You want to make sure that when you're viewing them, down at the bottom left-hand corner, you should see a percentage. So that percentage is what you're viewing it at. If you are looking at your web ad at this size and it says 500, you'll most definitely see that there will be some blurriness, some pixelation due to the fact that you are zoomed in. If you zoom out to 100, that is in fact, closer to the realistic size that it will be visually shown as a web ad on a site, for instance. So just keep that in mind. So a couple things to just note when we are bringing in our pictures. If we happen to open up our image, say for instance this in Photoshop, I can go ahead and drag and drop that image in there, and then I can size it. That's one option, but I do suggest doing it another way, for the reason that you can size that image and you won't start to lose your resolution. So you could do a couple things. You can say place linked, and then you can go ahead and source where that image exactly is. Just gonna go ahead and find that. So if I go and find that image, I'm just gonna go scrolling through and I press place. You can see here I have a little linked image icon there, and that means I can scale this up and I can scale this down, and I won't lose resolution as I do so. Another easier way you can do this, and it will come in as an option for a smart object, is if you take your actual image from Finder and go ahead and drag and drop that straight into Photoshop. When you press enter, you'll notice a little kind of picture box over here, and that's when you have placed that in as a smart object. So personally, I find that the easiest way to do it. So again, if I Command T, oops, I can go ahead and size that to any resolution I have. Just to backtrack for a moment, when we do go ahead and source our images, whether it be on Google or Unsplash, do go ahead and give them a quick double check. So if I open up my image and I'm going to go File, Image Size, between pixels and inches, you want to make sure, this is a very large image. You want to make sure if your resolution is 17, that these numbers are quite high. If, for instance, it happens to say 300, say sitting around 17 and 10 is a fairly decent resolution. If your picture is sitting at 300 and at 3:2, you're probably going to have, or potentially going to have some issues with resolution. So just keep that in mind when you open that image up originally, just to check it before you commit to using it. So once I bring my picture in there, I've added that as a smart object. I can just delete this one, and then you can start to place your elements in there.